Let's switch over to Master the Morning, Win the Day. We are going to be talking about your schedule. And this is a schedule that will allow you to sell 100 homes in a year. And now I would introduce myself. Hi, I'm Realtor Melody Moser. And today we're going to be talking about mastering the morning, winning the day. Okay, so first of all, the morning is your income producing activities. The afternoon is saved for income servicing. So if you find yourself income servicing in the morning, that's really not what your morning schedule is meant to be. So your morning starts really early according to this schedule. And I want you to write down everything as it is here and then make some adjustments, make some tweaks, and create your perfect week schedule based on you and what your needs are and what your goals are. This is going to be the schedule for 100 sales in a year, and a schedule that Rod and I are really focusing on getting better at is this particular schedule. So 6 o'clock, wake up and get ready. 7 o'clock, role play. And if you're driving to the office, you're going to be driving to an office at 7 in the morning and role playing during the commute. Luckily, we get to just plop into our virtual office, home office, and start that process. Role play can include chanting, writing. It can include a role play partner and making sure that you're focusing on your scripts very first thing in the morning. 7:30, you've got an accountability call. This is when you can jump into Slack and do your 5-minute check-in with Diana. I highly recommend that before you start prospecting, that you think of everything that's going on your listings or that needs to happen on your listings, your pendings, your pre-listings, anything that Diana can take. So you're going to think about this as your ball. So you've got the ball right now and you are passing it off to Diana by putting it in Slack. And then what that does is that gets it off of your desk because you no longer have the ball. So you can then focus on what is really important, and that is income producing activities. Diana will go ahead and take all of that, all of the things that need to be done, and she can work on it and get it done while you are prospecting. So make sure that you use that 5-minute check-in with Diana about 7:30, and that will help clear your desk. And then an accountability call could be texting another agent. Obviously, you're going to set this up beforehand, right? So you could text another agent. You can, at the end of your role play, you can have an accountability with that particular agent on that date saying, hey, my goal today is to talk to X amount of people and to set X amount of appointments. And then you can check in with them hourly. You can check in with them at the end of your prospecting time, your income producing time, however you've got that set up. Remember, it's got to motivate you. So 7:30 is your accountability. 7:40, and see, it's not very long. Your accountability, your check-in, 10 minutes is all it takes to just do those two things. And then 7:40, this one you're going to prep your contacts for the day. That means gathering who you're going to call, getting it in your head of, exactly what process you're going to use that day. And it could be loading up a dialer if you're going to use a dialer. It could be getting pieces of paper together if you're going to use it, paper or spreadsheet, however you're going to call that day. 7:59, you're going to assume the position. And then at 8 o'clock, you're going to start to dial. And what we mean by assume the position is your desk is completely cleared off. You've got your phone here ready. You're ready to push on the dialer. You're going to be pushing start. Or if it is a phone, if you're hand dialing, you're going to have that phone in your hand ready to dial. I recommend setting an alarm for 7:59 because that really helps you stay on target with the time frames. At 8 o'clock, you're going to call expires. Remember, this is the schedule for you if you want to sell 100 houses in a year. 8 o'clock, you're going to call expireds. Now, Jeff taught us something last week, and that is what he does. Let me see if you can see me at all. Move everything out, kind of stand right here. So he's got his expireds, his are on a piece of paper. And when he pushes go, he starts to dial. and he starts talking, flips it over, starts talking, flips it over. Oh, sets an appointment, puts it on another place. Oh, I got to go over here. Then he's dialing, talks to him, no answer, no answer. Oh, set another appointment. Okay. Now, when he gets done with the list, he turns the list over that he didn't get, starts all over, starts to dial. No answer. No answer. Go to hell. I am not interested. No answer. No answer. Appointment set. He picks that stack of no answer up over and over and over again. And that is how they're winning at a super high level on expireds, is that they just keep going over those brand new expireds until 9 o'clock. And then he flips over to the for sale by owners. He calls all the brand new for sale by owners. He works on the internet leads. At 9:30, you take a break, and your mindset break could be walking the dog. It could be going to grab something to eat. It could be meditating. Anything that you can do to step away from where you are prospecting, where you're set up to actually produce income, take a break from it. And then at 9:45, remember, this is not an hour break. This is not a good time for you to return phone calls or anything because you're going to be doing that here shortly. So at 9:45, you jump on, and that's when you do your database and your hybrid farming. When you have your hybrid farm set up, you will start to get their phone numbers, and there are going to be times when you're going to be calling them, and we'll go over that later. But 9:45 is your database. 10:30. So you are for 45 minutes, you're on your database and your hybrid farming. Most of your money is going to be coming from the activities starting at 9:45 because that is your database, like nurturing. And then 10:30 is lead follow-up, which as we know, 75% of your income comes from lead follow-up. Now, lead follow-up, I want to make sure that this is you get this in your head on what lead follow-up would be. This could be somebody that you talk to, an expired or a for sale by owner that you talk to that you need to touch base with again. It could be an SOI that, indicated that they are going to be moving. I would recommend at this point, 10:30, you jump into follow up boss, and this is where you look at your task list to make sure that they're, you know, clear out all of the people that you need to be connecting with at 10:30. 10:30, once you've finished your lead follow-up, because a lot of times it doesn't take a ton of time to do that, you can then, move over to old expired, old for sale by owners, or old online leads at that point. Now, 11 o'clock. So lead follow-up's not taking very long, if you noticed. It's half an hour, it's quick. 11 o'clock, content creation. This is when you're actually going to put in your schedule. You're going to be writing copy. And writing copy means writing out the descriptions, writing out all, your video script if you're doing long form video. This is the time when you're concentrating on creating your social media content. You are not jumping on and answering anything on social media at this time. This is solely a time frame for content creation, income producing, right? 11:30, Jeff does what he calls acknowledgments at 11:30. And this is what he does. And Rod and I have not put this into place yet. I just got to be absolutely crystal clear with this. But what Jeff does at 11:30 is what he calls acknowledgments. He texts or picks up, he usually will text or email and say, I got your email. I will handle it after lunch. I got your email. I'll handle it after lunch. So he's basically saying, I anything that's come in during the morning, during the income producing times, he's acknowledging that he's received it, but saying, I'll look into it, I'll handle it and get back to you, whatever that means, so that he can then income service at the right time. So that is something that I used to do, and honestly, it really helps with keeping your schedule income producing and income servicing. So after lunch, so lunch, your break is lunch. Maybe you'll go work out. Maybe you'll take, a sphere of influence out to lunch or whatever, 12 to 2. So you have a good 2-hour break. What I found is that for me, it's really good to get my workout in during this 2-hour break rather than in the morning so that I can focus on income producing activities first thing in the morning. It took me about 6 months to get into the mode of being able to do it in the afternoon because my head just wasn't playing right with me. So, if you can break into that pretty quick and get your workout in that time, if that works for you, that's great. Between 2 and 4, this is when you get to your income servicing, your administration. Now, think about it this way. You're taking that ball back from Diana and now you have all of your transactions, all of your listings, all of your customer service is now back in your hands. And so if there's anything that you need to take care of, that's when you do it is between 2 and 4, get your administration done. Then you jump over to creation, which is content execution. So in the morning, you are creating the content. In the afternoon between 2 and 4 after you're dealing with all of your transactions, that is when you actually execute on that content on the content. So maybe you are out filming, maybe you are editing at this time, maybe, whatever that looks like for you. But here's another really good tip is that between 4 and 5, we know during the week that is the best time for you to go door knocking. So when you go door knocking, you can capture more footage. It doesn't mean you post it immediately. It means that you capture the footage so that you can then do the creation during the execution time. Does that make sense? I love this part, by the way, because it feels like now I have something that I could be a little bit more consistent with because it is in the schedule. 5:30 to 7, that's your appointment time. So you can go out and capture more footage at that time, walking to the door, neighborhoods, whatever that looks like. If you don't have door knocking or appointments, that is a great time to, you can always do a talking head, like this is a talking head video, or you can go out and capture more footage out in your neighborhood. 7 o'clock, that's when you flip over to family time. Okay. And because this schedule is so intense, we recommend that at 7 o'clock, you put your phone on do not disturb and you don't answer any calls. You don't answer any business texts, business calls, nothing until the next day. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to rejuvenate. So at this time, we also are going to ask that you respect that we're going to be working on this schedule and that our family time will start at 7 o'clock as well. Okay, let's talk about Saturdays really quick. If you decide to work just half of the Saturdays, so you work 2 Saturdays a month, then you can increase your production by 30% just by working on Saturdays. So, Saturday is not the same kind of schedule as it is during the week, but it does look like this. You get to sleep in for an hour, waking up about 7 o'clock. At 8:59, assume the position and get ready to dial. Then from 9 to 12, you start your new expires, new for sale by owners, get through your database, your hybrid farm and lead follow-up. This is Saturday's a really good day for the actual conversations, the phone conversations, not the text, but the phone conversations with your sphere. This is when you're going to want to invite them to your next VIP party, all of that. Saturdays are awesome times for your database. 12 o'clock, prep for your appointments. And you're going to have 3 appointment slots, 1:30, 2:30, and 3:30. Those are your appointment times. And once you get done with your appointments, you are done for the weekend.